Morning. This is Sandra Kay. Today I'm going to be working on Diane's vintage blocks. Going to put the sashing on. In the meantime, because this is a surprise pop-up, get everything else set up and go from there. It's like I don't know how many will be joining me, but it doesn't matter. I'm trying to get... I have friends in other places, different time zones, so I thought I'd go on earlier and catch them. Give them the opportunity to join us. So I'm getting all my chats popped up and all that good stuff. They want me to do the... Hi, Mary. Hi, Melanie. It's like it's so unusual not to have a little one that it is just different. Definitely different. And now it says my YouTube over here lost me. Got my pop-up, but it's like, then where to go? It's like, just give me a second or two. Figure out where the heck my live went. Get them all popped out here together. You have to learn how to run multiple screens. I would open the window there, but we have so much smoke in the sky that it just gives a yellow glow. It's like golden. It's not letting you get all the chat, so you might have to go out and come back in. Okay, that's fine, Melanie. I got everything plugged in. Yeah, things are weird all the time. It's like, on my live, my chat just quit moving altogether the other day. It's like, what the heck? I think I have all my notifications turned off. But it's like, I got to sew some strip sets together. I do have them cut and ready. I have 3 sets, but I'm only going to sew one right now because I am going to come back on later. I am going to return at my normal time slot for today. I just thought, well, just go on. You got all the chat now? Well, that's like, if I don't remember to go to live chat, it goes to top chat, and then I only get part of what I want to. It's like, why can't they come up with something that works for everything? But it's terrible when your house is quiet. Cheryl, hello, Cheryl. It's like, I gotta not assume, I have to say, because Cheryl and I were chatting in Messenger a little bit ago. So she can make the first one and she can't make the second one. And in between, I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy what I need. Dinner is still here tonight. Oh, there's that other little button there. You always got to put the speed up. In other words, YouTube doesn't keep up with what I'm trying to do. Tonight I'm just cooking potato pizza pie. Potato pizza pie, salad, It's a casserole. It's kind of like cheesy scalloped potatoes, but you put on top, you put your ground beef in the raw stage, and then you pour tomato sauce over top, season it all, and then when it bakes all back together, it gives it that more pizza taste. You put all your different spices that you like on. Hi, Tracy. I will be off before Kathy comes on. Or as she comes on. Because I started it early enough. I put my notification on muting my phone for an hour. And the next direction will be 4 inches apart. Yeah, she's rotating back and forth. Reading the water meter. Looks like I have the great pumpkin out here. That fluorescent orange shirt. Just picking. Yeah. That quilt math is always fun. It's like this sashing is a little bit wider than what I wanted it to be. Because I never thought to cut it down to 1 1/4 instead of 1-inch strips. Yeah, the great pumpkin. All that fluorescent orange. It's an easy dish to make, Melanie. It's like, I like simple things. Well, normally I have Delaney, and trying to fix other things with someone under your feet holding on to your pant leg. It's like, it's not the easiest. Yes, iron is Tracy. Tracy is doing... Oh, I just went... She's making different things in a different style. I call it plain, simple, grungy looking. Tracy will have to say what that technique of things. She's been making crows, mice. She's making a wreath using burlap right now. See those jackets? But yeah, Tracy's making things that go in her friend's shop. She's making some little bit of money, but she's having fun working in this antique store shop. She gets to go on a wholesale buying trip with the friend. You know, she gets to do some different things. Yeah, but what that technique's called. I mean, it's just a plain simple, her crows, but they was good sized crows. And they need to look more grungy, old, used. She doesn't have anything left, so that's a good thing when you sell all your product. I know my witch that I made had to be all old looking. And it was fun going from new fabrics to old. I even at one point turned my black fabric inside out because it had that more used look on the inside. Or you get your fabric wet and you just wrinkle it all and then just let it sit there and dry. That was another one I did. There's so many different little techniques to try to get your aging into your process. I'm pressing to the dark side, which is not very dark on this one, but it's dark. Shadow play has a lot of different shades to work with. And then if you need like an antique-y looking, grunge has quite an effect. I was going to sew this together last night, but it's like, I just said, I'm done. I did some cross stitching for a while. This heat is just ridiculous. Today we're going to have a little bit cooler. Instead of it being 82 right now, it's only 71. So that's 10 degrees cooler. But you go outside and you can't breathe. We have so much smoke out here. That's why I have the golden tint out here. Sun burning through. So, we know Cheryl's working on, she's quilting. Anybody else got a project going? Some customers like to decorate with primitive, that's what it's called, primitive decor. Well, Halloween, it can't be, autumn stuff. It needs to look like it's older. You don't like things that always look brand new. I haven't decorated for any holiday here lately. You're cutting borders. The border on this, I said, was going to be the white, the light gray, and a darker gray. So right now the sashing, all the detail in the sashing. I'm hoping to get 2 more rows done today. And then I have the weekend to get the other 2 rows done. Hopefully to get, maybe even have the border on by next week. I did get out my collage quilt the other day. I don't remember who all was on there, but I will leave it out for a few days. I was trying to figure out where I could hang it. I need to have a hanging rod up here of some sort. I have one plant hook up there and it's like I was wondering if I could get another plant hook on this other side and then I could hang a rod down. Oh, get that confidence in there, Melanie. You got to plan that far. It's got to work. I'm doing the 3 just because I don't want white on the outside edge. And then, I got to put the border on in the corner quilt there. the one I did all the applique on. Its borders are sitting right here. Its last border. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to get for backing. You know, there's so many steps that you just kind of, okay, what do I do next? It's like, it's just one of them things. Yes, trust the process. It's like, you know, I doubted myself on that one, so I put it out on a short YouTube so everybody could help me decide. And you can always do that, Melanie. It's like, we can all become friends and you can put the decision out there on YouTube in just a post. You don't have to do live. You have a post section there. And then you might be amazed how many people would find you. I was trying to figure out what time zone I was for Switzerland. Or no, Sweden. Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark. I have three friends in those countries, and they're all the same time zone. So, not used to being motivated this early in the morning, but I'm here. Ooh, we've increased 2 degrees since I said the temp. Don't update anymore their machine. Little baby D, she likes going outside. And that's not happening here lately. It's too hot for her to go out. So now I have to cut myself of the double gray. You don't want other people to know what they think? Yeah. Well, there's time. My daughter goes, just do what you want, Mom. But there's times you doubt what you're doing. So I have to make my little 9-patch blocks. I forgot to turn this down some. Where I have the camera, I can still be in it and you guys still can see. It takes a lot of back and forth, trial and error to try to get everything that you need. I'd like to see some of your products, Melanie. It's like, it's always fun to see other people's quilting stuff. I think I have more than enough in that white right there to do 3 sets. Like when you sew them, it's like do multiple. Just need 3 of these. 1, 2, and a little share for the garbage. There that goes. Move that mouse up out of the way. You put it on Facebook sometime. When I do put it up, I don't have anything, Lori. It's like, this is Riley Blake. This came in a fat quarter box or the Missouri Star quilt thing. The gal didn't want it because she had one already, and I want a package, a giveaway from her. And the stuff that she gave me, it was unreal. I have that silicone high heat iron thing that you sit your iron on. She didn't want that. That was in I think it was in the Christmas box. I got the puzzle. I got layer cake. I got the small jelly rolls, the half jelly rolls, whatever they're called. I got a couple of those. I made, out of the jelly rolls, I made which is coming up soon, jelly roll race time. I made the jelly roll sizzle on jelly roll day. I think it's in September. I was trying to think, what do I have that's going to take jelly roll? But the only thing I have that's going to take a jelly roll are going to take forever. Hello, Loretta. Yes, I'm going to come back on again later too, Loretta. I have friends in the different time zone, over there at Switzerland, Sweden, Denmark area. So I was trying to get to where I was here. September 16th. That's a Monday. See, 12th is Friday. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's a Tuesday. Maybe we might have to. But my jelly roll ones right now is Judy Niemeyer wedding ring quilt and a Judy Niemeyer other quilt that takes all the strips. And I don't think I want to get into that intense on here. And that it's not ready for me to start that process in my life. Those are going to take, I got to get resting from doing all the work on the applique quilt. I need to also start up I have 2 or 3. You have a set of Lori Holt fussy cut rulers with the blue. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the fussy cut anything. I just take my standard, what is it, 4.5 by 4.5? That's my square. I just sit it on top of whatever I'm doing and fussy cut that way. The rulers are see-through for a reason. And I go the cheapest way I can. So the only other thing I have going that takes 2.5-inch strips would be Sashing a sampler quilt that's from back in Kathy's time that needs to be something done with. Put the sampler blocks into the Sashing. It's something I could do in an hour because I have little one that day. I don't have her the day before, but I have her that particular day. But I was talking about my collage quilt. Yeah, we just grab any ruler we can see through them. Here is my purple leopard. It's pre-minky, but it's soft and cuddly and And everybody couldn't believe I found purple in it. Yeah, but you need tools. But this here was done during the COVID thing. It is very soft and cuddly. But it's like all the blocks were then made. I'm trying to find one particular spot that might have a filler. It's like, here's the rabbit that Alani always had to have. It's not the rabbit that she picked, Lisa Capon. I went through and found one I liked. And then when I appliqued it back on, I added the extra detail of the leg difference. So it looks like it's multiple layers, but it's just one layer. And then I went back and I put a little piece of nose and a little tail. But it's a collage quilt because it's like this block ends clear down here, but this block is clear up here. So the blocks go back and forth over each other. And then this block, I sat it over, so I needed a filler right here. So I made a little flying geese unit and stuck back in the hole. And it's like this one here to fill in the space between this block and the next block. I just did 2 thin strips of fabric. You play back and forth. Because I had this ugly material and I incorporated this one ugly material. I used it all up in this. I only had a fat quarter of it. But here it's in the whole block. But it had purple in it. But when you try to find, like this here filler, you know, you just try to figure out the best you can where your block's going to go. And just keep moving back and forth. So here's a whole pinwheel that was a filler. But I use my imagination, that's for sure. It's like every night when I went to go to bed, I had to pull these different blocks off. Oh, a filler. It's like this little thing's a filler. Just a bunch of little pieces that went with what was below. The block, this is the block, and this was a filler. So I just adapted it to kind of go with it. And then I ended up like right above it, just a square of material. Just one little 2.5-inch square. But you just start sitting them out, and then you go back and fill in. But this is what I call a collage quilt. Fussy cutting all those flowers is not a collage to me. Here I just did a giant square. Well, 3.5 inches probably. But it was fun. Yeah, my design wall usually has 2-3 quilts on it at a time. Well, I'm trying not to do that because I have to watch my pin level. Thanks to my great-granddaughter. I have to keep it child safe. But right now I have it on the design wall, and then I have it pinned up behind me. I look back in some of my things and I go, how do anybody see what I'm doing? Because I'd have 3 stacked up on the wall, on top of each other. Hi, Pied Aid. Hello. That's a new name for me. But it's like, I want to thank everybody. I don't think I'm an amazing quilter. I just have an imagination. Hi, Tony. I want to thank all my new subscribers for joining in. And my views have been outrageous. Don't ask me how I got 1,000 views, but I have them. Normally, I average 300 and something, but here lately, the last 2 have been over 1,000. And my subscribers have went up. Those little tiny strings just bother me. So it's run the rotary cutter over them real fast. So it doesn't matter on which, as long as I cross them. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I have an imagination, that's for sure. And there's so many things I want to get done. I don't have a timestamp on me, but I have so many things to get done because my kids don't know what I'm thinking, and my kids do not quilt. So, no. Melinda does cross stitch. But I want to get them done. So I go through my bucket list and hunt for things that I can get done. I actually have a list or a folder with some example patterns, like the applique quilt. I call it the Appalachian Trail. That was a magazine. I ripped the pages out and put it in a folder. And I wanted to make sure to get some of that stuff done. Hunter Star was in there. If I didn't have a pattern, I had a piece of paper with the list. There's an FPP quilt I want to get done. Just maybe that's what I should make for little Mr. Cade. It's all dogs. It's dogs. It's like maybe I should do that one for Cade. I call him my silent but deadly. I have a couple of them that way. I still have to do Alan, Cade, Delaney one when she gets a little bit older. But when they turn 4, Aspen got hers a little bit early because of being with her brother. You know, that yellowy tint is actually irritating. It's like looking through the yellow sunglasses. Got to get a block off the wall here. And put the sashing process on. I just have to grab one of the vintage blocks and do its trim down. and reread my paper before I trim. Trim blocks to 11 by 11. Hi, Jennifer. There's the block. I had only one bigger ruler, 12.5 by 12.5, and I was like 40% off a ruler, so I got this 16.5 by 16.5. I've used it on one quilt. I was doing all my blocks just the best I could with what I had. Okay, 5.5 is where I need to have the middle go about. I'm scoring this up off of this middle block. So trying to do the 5.5, 5.5 right there. And then I just look to see if it's cutting off about the same. Because the blocks are losing all of its points. No matter how I go about it. Because none of these... And they make them bigger than that, Tracy. She goes, you sure you don't want the 18.5? And it's like, where would I put it? But she got they found a deal on rulers. But you had to buy the whole lot. So they got them where they could reduce them down. There was another one I was going to get, but I can't remember what it was. And I figure if I can't remember what it was and I haven't thought of it, I don't need it. Because it's like I have the original Stripology ruler. It's not Stripology, but it cuts for cutting that. Yeah, that's what I thought too. 18.5. I did make that spoon 16. That was 16.5-inch blocks. And I did them all with just the 5 by 24 ruler and the cutting boards. And then I did the t-shirt quilt. I did that same way. Just guesstimated. Nothing fit my 12.5 ruler. I bought this almost 30 years ago, I think. At least 25 of them. It has made lots and lots and lots of quilts. Measured lots and lots and lots. So this is done. I just need to put a piece on two corners only. And I forgot to trim off this one end. While I had those ends out, I put one on the long strip, but I need this end. I could use this 12.5 while I have it out here. But there more and more quilts, though, they're coming out with bigger blocks to get it done faster. Just seen somebody's that was 14.5 inches. It's like, at least I have a ruler if I was to do that block. But yeah, the blocks are getting bigger. And then I need 11-incher. Yeah. You get all the extras, and then it's like, what do you do with them? Where do you put them? That's always my thought. Where, what, when, why? And it's like, you know, this rotating mat. When I purchased this rotating mat, I am not kidding you, 2017, oh, 2015, someplace around that. This was, I got it on sale for $14.99. I guarantee you it doesn't do that now. The cost of everything has increased so bad. I'm sure they are pretty too, but I like the quilts with all the little details and designs. Yeah, really, I might actually finish a quilt with the 14.5-inch blocks. Yeah, all they're doing is taking like the standard 12.5 that we're used to doing, and we think that's big. I think that's big. They're just enlarging the size of everything. They're just enlarging everything. Yes, that was a deep. Well, at the time, I think it was selling for $17.99, and I got them $3 off, and I never had seen them that cheap. So I bought two of my friends, because one had a birthday in July and one had one in September. So I just went and bought my friend's one too. That way they can't say, well, how come I don't have one of those? We quilted every Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday, Pizza Wednesday. Have to think of the stuff. It's like the prairie flower pattern is a 12.5 block. I did that one that way. I don't like the big block. The second one I made was 9.5-inch block. Yes, because lots of times you can go in and find where they have the smaller printout for us. Because it's like some of them just get too big. It's like the Lilacia Love. There is one that they took it huge. I'll have to find that pattern. It's like, it's a star block, but the center block ended up like being, I'm trying to remember the size of the flying goose I had to make. It was like 9 by 18, or it was a ridiculous size flying goose. It was a one on steroids. And that's all it was a quilt on steroids, because they enlarged the whole thing. Now, if you're into custom quilting and you can put some pretty design back in there, every once in a while I find these spots where she took her thread, and evidently where she stored her needle, here's the thread with the knot, and she just trimmed it on the other thing. Now I take the 9 patch, line it up down on that side. Pins involved in this part. Because of the bulk. It's like, I'll get used to having my pins down here. You know, Summer Moon is, you know, they go from one block that's 5.5 to 6.5 to some weird 8.5 or something. I can't remember for sure off top of my head. And it's like, it was just a whole bunch of different, the same block, just different sizes. Scissors on into sewing machine where they used to be. I just got to take everything off before tomorrow. Oh, she won't be in here tomorrow. So I can leave everything out in adult range for the weekend. But, you know, I just don't like that enlarging. And I don't like making a quilt in all solids. There's another thing that just drives me nuts. In the solids. It's like, even for the elephant and that, it was all supposed to be different solid tones. Yeah, I think they was in cahoots with Kona or whoever with all the solids. But you can find a fabric that can work as a solid. I finished my second top. It's smaller lap quilt. Yay, Jennifer! What was the measurement? See, I go to reach for those scissors. I'm going to have to get a second pair of scissors out here. It's like the one on the back here. That one. That's going to be a lap quilt. It's just a block to teach people. Because I try to have a project all the time. And, you know, these quilts aren't for everybody. There's another scrap for making the 9 patch. Press this real fast. And block 1 will be sashed. Because this is considered sashing. It's not a border, because the borders are the outside. This is a sashing. What kind of sashing? I don't know. 3 strip with a 9 patch cornerstone is what I wrote down. Jennifer will have to send a picture of her second quilt. Where I'm looking at what I show, at least I know I'm at the camera at the right level if I show it. But it's always amazing when a new quilter joins us. So, see, there's one block. And because of, as I call it, my senility age, I'll pin this up on the wall for now. It goes this way. I can actually put pins down lower today. Grab the next one. The next one's got purple in it. Purple and pink. And this one here, this one block here, it got way out of square. I tried pressing it back. I tried all sorts of techniques to get it back squarer. But it's like I'm just making the best I can with what I got. And I'm hoping this was the other small one. You always just hope they're 11 inches. And it's just barely. It's the actual size is 11 and a quarter by 11 and a half. You got a lot of scrap. Yes, that works great, Jennifer. Use up all them little things. Yeah, 11 and a quarter by 11 and a half. I had several of them size blocks here. It looks like right there is where it's going to trim. This gal is just going to be so. Hi, Stephanie. Another new name. I think that's the third new name today. I'm glad to see new names. Another new friend. It's like, you're not subscribers, you're family. You're part of the Quilt family or just the YouTube family. You're not just a subscriber. You'll see a lot of us, we talk about different things and help. We help each other too. My tablet slid in the wrong spot. I'm so used to putting that tablet out of somebody's hands. Yesterday, her grandpa called, my son, and she took the phone out of my hand and threw it on the floor. And I says, no, 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 no. And she looked at me like, yes, 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 yes. But thank you, everybody, for welcoming Stephanie. I don't put that unless you're bad. It's like I don't put that you have to be a subscriber for a certain amount of time to chat, because it's like if I would have got that when I was back first starting, I probably would have left. And the first one I participated in was Lisa Cape and Quilts. I always sat and watched, read everybody else's stuff, and then after almost a year of watching, I decided to finally sign in to YouTube and so I could chat. I was always a watcher. My amazing. Where'd I put the scissors this time? Okay, where's this one? I only get 2 blocks per strip set. Heck, you know what? I can't even remember what time I started. Almost an hour ago. Okay. No biggie. It's like, no biggie. I have until 10 because I said I would be off before Kathy's. Some of us were friends in different ways and don't want to stir up. She did change her hours on Tuesday and Thursday because I just couldn't do it with a little one anymore. The more she grew, the more I needed to be able to be on without her for the whole. No, this is not going to replace. Nope. I'm coming back, Jennifer. I have so much I need to get done, and I have no child today. So I'm going to take a 2-hour break when Kathy comes on. I do have to run to the grocery store and then come back and relax. And then come back on again. You guys are going to get too used to me hitting something over there. I'm reaching for the scissors, and it's like they're not over that way. Because I got to get some more strip sets cut. If I can only get 2 of these done in a little over an hour, that's what I'm going to do. I got the ruler down right there. It's like, yep, I put it in a spot I didn't normally put it. I don't normally trim mine off this way, but I watch everybody else do it, so I thought, I'll try it. What's the worst that could happen? It not work? Finger pressing. Grab some, it's like my happy place. It's got purple. Not. It's like, I like other colors. It's just purple is basically my color. But yeah, is anybody out there getting any rain? It's like my friend in Canada, she's not on here right now. Carrie isn't, because she had things to go do. She goes, but I won't be there. I says, there's always later. I'm just giving, I sent the messenger out to Gisela. Now she just had, we got rain last night for the first time in several weeks. Oh, we need it desperately. These fires are activating storms, but not the right kind of storm. They're putting out thunderstorms. We have one notification for it's actually a forest, asking all campers to evacuate immediately because of the storms. Yeah, I didn't realize that these big fires activate storms. I guess I'm too much of a city girl. Never paid attention to much. Scissors. Yeah, the other day when my son was here, when I was on the live, he said that if I watered, he'd trim and mow my lawn tonight. Well, I went, of course, out and did it myself. But it's like, I needed to water because it was like everything was just frying. And I'll turn on my sprinkler today. I was going to turn on my sprinkler last night. And it was, the wind was so bad that it wouldn't have did any good to sprinkle. Because the wind was blowing so bad. Okay, pressing this block down. And that'll be 2 done. So, you figure with a little bit of prep time, it takes just over an hour to get 2 blocks sashed. So if I go calculate up there how many more hours it's going to take me. Yeah, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more hours. On this. Okay, it's like, gonna look. I thought there was a pencil line in this fabric. I see a little gray line right here with my fabric. It's where one thread in the weaving was missed. It didn't push the weave up. And when you put it on something dark, it looks like, but see, there's another block done. And then I'll grab number 1 I pinned up here. And they will be sewed together. And I do pin. I want to make sure that everything is, hi Lori. Clear across the United States, Lori. The only way Lori would be further out is if she moved to the, well, we're both probably inland about the same. I'm in the state of Washington and she's in the state of New York. I should see what it would take to draw a straight line from your place to my place, Lori. And see if we have to go through the Great Lakes to see each other if we go as the crow flies. But I am coming on again later. When I don't have a little one, then it's like, what do I do? Holding the pieces so it can work its way in there. This vintage material is thinner, more, I have no idea where the biases are, or nothing. And hi Kathy. I'm just about to go off so you can go on, and I want to relax and watch yours. But here's the 2 blocks sewed together. And this goes this way, hangs this way. Because I am not going to sit in here and sew while Kathy's on. Because it's just terrible on my back. Like when you put the pin up here, it's like, where'd it go? Yeah, you're fine. Hi, Lisa. You need to take a break and get back out of cross stitching. And see, I cross stitch at night right now. Where did you find the story behind the whole thing, Tracy, is Melinda's new mother-in-law. She was given these blocks from her grandmother. Any ideas on a UFO for me? A UFO? It's like you have a lot of unfinished that you want to work on today. Oh, Kathy, you're not going to do. See, today is Thursday. No, we're not going to go summer moon because she'd have to find that. Because what I want to say and what you'll do are two different things. Just work on your Liberty box. You need something done by Veterans Day, November. That's what I would do. I would set a goal, get the Liberty box done by September or November. At least the top. At least you can sit the top out and you have your patriotic look. If you have all the fabrics for it. There's the thing. If you have all the fabrics. Yeah, I was doing back stitching because you get to a point of your cross stitch that it's like, what is this? What did I want to say? I would love to have her take that biscuit one that she's making all these triangles for, because I think that when you're doing the EPP, instead of having a stack of triangles and a stack of hexes and a elongated hexie, sit out and start putting the block together because they are in blocks. I'm sure if I had the instructions in my hand, it would be telling you what to do because they only sent so many papers. Summer Moon, she's got so many blocks to go on that. It's going to take a while. But I would like to see that, whatever that one with the biscuits, I think it says biscuits. There. See? It's a cross bun. It's a biscuit. It's a bun. But I'd like to see one block coming together because they're not designed to have, there are people that have the time to store 8,000 blocks. Oh, my hour timer come off of, hey, it works. My notification thing. So it's like, but I would love to see that. They both taste delicious. Well, I'm not a biscuit eater. The closest I get to a biscuit is a English muffin. I don't like the dry texture of a biscuit. I'm more the yeast-raised bread girl, but I can't make bread for all the tea in China. But yes, this gal, so I am 70, 68 years ago, this gal was given these blocks by her grandmother or great-grandmother, whichever it was. I think it's her grandmother. When she was 14, and she kept them all these years. When you keep something 68 years, it's meant to be finished. And Dave and Melinda, they help. I give them an idea, a suggestion, and then the color choices I would do. And they both agreed. We want the blocks to stand out, which they do. See, there's that up on the wall there. It just makes Grandma's hand-stitched blocks just stand out. And they're loving it. And they love the 3-gray process. And then the quilting, I am not sure. We're going to do it's called brush strokes from Marshall Dry Goods. is beautiful. But it's going to be all different shades of gray. That's why I did the sashing the way I'm doing. The white and the light gray right now. And a third gray is coming in on the border. That way it can still be touched and the edges aren't going to get dirty. You like that 9-patch cornerstone? I did that on the Christmas quilt, and I must have used 1-inch strips because my sashing was smaller than this one. But they wanted this quilt to also be able to sit, well, the gal, Diane herself, she is going to, for the first part of the quilt when she gets it back, she's going to lay it out on the corner of her bed as a display thing. And then she wants this story block. I've been writing this story block of how this came to be so far. I'm going to get it approved by her, what I've written here, because I'm including her grandmother's name, and she lived from 1878 to 1970. Gave these hand-sewn blocks to Diane when she was about 14 years of age. She kept them until this quilt was talked about at her son's wedding in 2025. And the quilt block started becoming a quilt. The blocks was far from square, trimmed to make the blocks so the corners and points are missing. But the love stitched into each block is still there. That's my story so far. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. But it's like, it just gives me goosebumps to even read that back. It's like, I wish I had more of my grandma and grandma's vintage stuff. I have 2 quilts made by great grandma Patterson, and I have 1 quilt that's my wedding quilt from my other great. So grandma on mom's side and a grandma on, they're both on mom's side. My grandma on my dad's side crocheted. Hi, so Terry. Thank you, Cheryl. But Terry, you come on as I'm going off, but I will be back on later. I don't have little one today. Ooh, Department of Motor Vehicles. Do you have to take a number and stay in line? I haven't been to Department of Motor Vehicles. When I need to license something, I have to give it to Emily. Okay, Jennifer, you better get going. It's like, yep, you're numbered. Is it like on watching Beetlejuice that you want to switch the number out? Oh, you have to get the real ID? Okay. Melinda, when she first went in and got her enhanced driver's license, she had, oh, you're going to fly out to see me? After my last trip to Florida, it's like, I don't know about flying. That was quite the storm. But it's like, she had actual an interview. She had to go in and they talked to her and she took all her information. She says they asked me different things. They asked if I was a gun owner and what my permit test. She was number 19. Heck, I'd probably be like when I went to Joann's, I'd get my number immediately when I get there, but heck, there was still like 20 ahead of me. And I didn't see 20 people in the store that I knew of. But she had to wait 1 minute for every number. So if someone left, but she called my number and I wasn't done shopping. Oh, you're not that far. 10 between you. Well, hopefully it goes quick for you. I got a new subscriber, Raz. I just got notification. You don't get notification of all new subscribers. But I'm going to get off of here. Kathy's got to get ready for her live. But it's like, I'm glad that you're getting that part. I should go get mine, but I really don't plan on. I thought about maybe the train next time, but after the 2 different train incidences here, it's like the friends just went down to New Orleans and their train had to be towed into Chicago. Okay, bye, Terry. And goodbye, everybody. See you in a couple hours after Kathy's over. Oh, I don't need that. I need the my camera one up here. But we'll see you guys all later. And we'll continue the story. Okay, Jennifer, you do that. We'll see you guys later. Bye.